as we move on to two doctor shows. One is on Fox, so I believe you can see it on Hulu, where I caught the first episode. Very simple premise. A doctor who is like the one who's running everything, played by Molly Parker, who I think is a very great actress. She has done incredible independent films.
Shout out to her performance in, what is that Vanessa Kirby movie that she was in? Like certain
Pieces of a Woman?
Pieces of a Woman. She is incredible in like a kind of smaller part in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Because she's the one who helps give birth, and then that's
she's the nurse.
Yeah. She was also great in another one called Madeline's Madeline. Alina was like, is she Madeline's Madeline? I'm like, it is. And when I pull it up and I show you, you are a nerd for knowing. There's nothing nerdier than watching Madeline's Madeline and knowing about it, which is over being in Madeline's Madeline. Anyway, she's got a big show up on Fox where the doctor gets into an accident, doesn't know anything from the last 10 years. A child has died and she is divorced, and now it's trying to recoup everything as time has advanced 10 years. Pretty solid one that's out there. Give this one a watch if you're interested. And yet there was still a better doctor one out there. The first 2 episodes came out of one that we were highly anticipating from last week. Zach, break down The Pitt.
The Pitt is a new hospital drama on Max, and it is in more ways than one trying to rewind the clock back to the like late 90s, early 2000s when network dramas were the buzziest things on TV. Because not only are they bringing in, what's your boy's name, who's the star of this show? Former star of ER, not
ER's
George Clooney.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it was before my time as well. Noah Wyle is the lead actor on this show, who many people, not us, remember from ER. But you also get a bit of like the 24 ticking clock minute by minute thing going on here, in that the premise is that this is a 15 episode season of a hospital drama, and each hour is a different hour of this 15-hour shift that Noah Wile's doctor is on. So the stories are all sort of playing out slowly, right? The first episode is introducing you to a lot of different doctors up and down the chain of command.
Setting,
a lot of different patients. Yeah, the general setting of it. It's not like this patient of the week thing that you'll get on like House, where somebody checks in at the beginning of the episode and by the end of the episode it's all wrapped up. It's
the
got
season is the shift. Yeah.
It's got these ongoing elements. It's bouncing around. It's sort of showing you the chaos of the emergency room, where anything can suddenly happen and completely change the urgency of the situation. And you know, there is just something really captivating about a hospital drama, right? Like it is high drama at all points. There's constantly people on the brink of life or death. So like it's a situation that kind of has endless supply of interesting situations you can bring up.
Yeah.
I think what is ultimately working for me so far about the show is like, I do feel like it gets a really good sense of the hospital dynamics, whether it's the dynamics between the residents and the more veteran doctors, the hospital administration that's trying to, increase their reputation while slashing their budgets, the strain that it's putting on these doctors. It just feels really lived in a way that I think you're looking for in a workplace drama like this one.
It also knows that people have seen a dozen of these shows, and it's like aware. So it's cutting a lot of that stuff and not retreading old ground. And the episodic nature of it going from hour to hour, because it gives you the time. This is where he came in. Because it's supposed to be his day off, if I'm not mistaken. That's why he's so grumpy. He comes in, and there are characters that he interacts with who go home that he kind of wants to keep an eye on because they seem disturbed. And it makes you wonder, bro, are we going to see people come in later because he let that kid go? And that's where it's got me on edge. I was like, that's what I like to see, that we will see repercussions from 8 a.m, come back at 3 p.m. or something like that. What characters know each other that we don't know? And even in the workplace of it, there's Nepo nurses. There's people he hasn't been getting along with. It's riveting. I like it.
Yeah, they do a really good job of planting things, right? There are so many seeds that have been planted that are just beginning to get watered. And because of the nature of the show, and the promise of television in general, you know they're just going to start sprouting up the further along we get in this season. So like that one that you're just mentioning, or other factors, they're all going to come to a head in a way that sounds promising. And at least through 2 episodes, I was pretty locked in on this one. I wouldn't say that this is like the most outstanding drama I've seen. Like, it's not like the characters are super compelling, but they're compelling enough that I'm into it. I'm with it. I want to know what happens next. So I'll continue to watch this one for sure.
Be tuning in. The Pitt, out on HBO, or out on Max, I should say. Not even an HBO.
Yeah, not even an HBO.
Surprisingly, yeah. So I got faced with it right there.